Hello, we're group 8, and this is Lily. I'm also on the call with Sophia and Amaya, and we're going to go through a little workshop of our peer mentor program. So firstly, the problem statement that we were trying to look at was, we've all heard the classic Goizueta helps Goizueta. It's the unofficial tagline of the CMC. But as you can see, we have this kind of spider web of sorts of Goizueta's huge network, super duper robust and one of the greatest assets of Goizueta. However, right now we're lacking in terms of a strictly peer-to-peer mentorship. We have the CMC coaches, but they're largely professional in nature. They're oftentimes upperclassmen. It's a recommendation only system, whereas this would be mentorship on all aspects, whether it be personal, it be classes, it be study abroad. It's a much more comprehensive type of mentorship that we're looking at. And it was actually an initiative that the incoming BBA president, Aga Hader, is looking to strengthen this last mentorship gap at Goizueta. And we're going to show you how our model works.
Thanks, Lily. So talking a little bit about how we got the data from this, there's two Google forms, one for mentors and one for mentees, which are linked in that first page. Both will kind of look at students' names, concentrations, gender, standing in terms of semesters, and then a couple of preferences that mentees have in terms of their mentors. And those are both linked directly to sheets with that data. Anyone can get that data and plug it into our model, and then the model will kind of clean up the data, separate with a tab for each of the kind of categories of responses, which we've organized in binary form or simplified form so that we can manipulate them. And then we've created a matching system, which we're showing right now, which takes into consideration compatibility between mentors and mentees, concentrations, so like accounting, marketing, ISOM, etc., as well as gender. And then based on those two main things, whether the mentee asked to be of the same concentration and asked to be of the same gender as their mentor. And that kind of makes up a score that we have in the first table. And then we're maximizing that score in our matching process. So in this case, we have 20 mentees and 10 mentors. So our constraints are set to 2 mentors, 2 mentees per mentor, and that can be changed depending on the situation. And then we have a final constraint on the bottom, which takes into account the mentor having to be at least 1 semester in front of their mentee. So in this case, since we didn't have any issues with that, the constraint isn't really do any work, but say we'd have second semester students that are both want to be mentees and mentors, that would just make sure that they're not paired with anyone that's the same semester as them. Yeah, and then Amia can walk you through some of the workings.
Yeah, absolutely. So this will take you, these mentor-mentee responses will take you to the cleaned data. So that's kind of just without the timestamp is the only difference there. So as was said previously, there are kind of different preferences for mentees, both have concentration, gender, and standing. But the cool thing here, the really fun thing here is that when you press this run solver button, it runs solver for you. So it calculates kind of the highest compatibility here between everyone. But then it also says kind of what mentee should be mentored by what mentor given this compatibility. And it's listed out right here. These are all of your mentees. These are all of your mentors on the right. And so as long as you go press this run solver button, that will happen. So as we can see, we loaded it twice. And so an important note to make here is that when you are resolving, it's helpful to delete this first. While it's not needed, it is helpful too, because then it gets formatted just like this. But yes, that was using all of this solver profile. But that is all from us. Thank you so much. We can't wait to present in front of you all tomorrow.